Yeah, hi guys. Then we get started with a small, nice music actually from a song called Boogie Shoes, and that's actually my theme for today. So that's why I just want to warm you up a little bit. Just a little bit about me. I'm working for companies and help them to implement data for first time. So I go into the company and investigate their infrastructure, how they work today, and how we can do better with data, and building up the data strategy and looking at metadata and master data and all that. So trying to find a way to work smart and not hard. I also helping building up the folder structure in AEM Guides. Folder structure in AEM Guides and Adobe Experience Manager is actually the foundation of getting started in the right way. So it's really important to use some time here, because this is where you have to be sure that you can expand later and make other publication in just instruction or data sheet, data booklet, what you are doing. So it is important to do it in the right way. So I will talk a little bit about folder structure today. And then I also end up with the configuration in Adobe Experience Manager as a cloud service, which is a really smart way to handle configuration. Normally in the old days, we went into AEM Guides or AEM Experience Manager and into the GUI and set up the configuration there. But today you are not doing that anymore. Today you work in structured file like XML or JSON, and then you have all the structure of the configuration in a Git way, or DevOps, where you actually deploy the configuration out with pipelines. It's really cool, and it really safe way to handle your configuration, because you save your configuration in Git. You always have it there. You can change something, and then you can deploy it out to developing so and see how it goes. And if you're happy with it, then you can deploy it to states, and then users can test it. And then there will be a little bit approve button where you can actually approve the state, and then it will automatically be deployed to production. So it's really a structured and safe way to handle your configuration in the future. That's a good thing with Adobe Experience Manager as a cloud service. In the past, I have helped companies. I have built up my own taxation system. It sounds crazy, but it's real. It gives me a lot of experience how to handle translation and data. So that's why I'm also can help companies to select the right system for translation content. And you know that when a translation comes back from data, that always what we call localized changes. So that will be in countries that have special rules for their translation. So they want to, for example, add in an extra warning or an image or an extra file or a table or whatever. You can choose everything here. And I have created a smart, intelligent way to build up a rule file about your localized changes. And when the translation is come back, you just push one button. Country-specific content will be added after translation. Assure that you always remember to add all the localized changes for many countries. But enough about me, and I want to get started with my little show here about Boogie Shoes. I just have some few slides. It's really not a lot. Just for explaining what I'm doing in the demo, and then I will jump to a live demo in AEM Guides and starting talking about folder structure and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to do that. The first thing I will show you is a little bit about the folder structure, which I told you is the foundation of getting started on data. And this folder structure is built up in Adobe Experience Manager and used by AEM Guide to save the content in different way. I will show you something about that in the demo. I will also show you something about a shoe brand called Boogie shoes, and it's just for fun. It's not for real. I just want to show you what you can do within one or two topics, but have many brands, for example. I want to show you a little bit about reuse and how we can work with keys and stuff like that. The first thing is my disco shoes. This is a shoe we called Silver Star. You will see more about that. And then I will have a disco shoes more called Rosa Star, which is in family with the Silver. And then I have the really nice Boogie shoes, the really nice Boogie shoes from the 70s, where we called Rusty Richmond Heels. It's right out of my fantasy. It's done nothing called that. And then we have a Boogie shoes more called Wind and Glide, and that's the 4 brand I want to show in a demo. And I want to show you how each brand can have different content. We will see how text and technical content will change together with the image when you switch the brand, but you only have one topic. So it's like a magic topic you will see, and there's nothing in it, but it changed every time you switch the brand. And you switch the brand with keys and bookmap files. I will show all that in the demo, but I will also come into something called folder profiles in AEM Guides. And that's a way where you can split all the brand up and have their own, you can have your own configuration based on each brand. So that means it's very easy in AEM Guides to switch the brand and see what happens. So I will show you all that magic later. Yeah, so I will get started with a live demo of the Boogie shoes, all in one topic. I always say that, but it's actually 2 topics because I add some extra. So I have one topic for the brand, the image and text, and then I have another surprise. It's a technical data topic where I want to show you how the technical data can be changed based on the brand, but also how the technical data can be changed outside from and into AEM Guides. So all in 2 topics. Inside Adobe Experience Manager, this is what we call Adobe Experience Manager Asset, where you have, that's your content repository. And here we have Guide, which is your DITA editor. Let us start with Asset. I go into Asset and then I go to Files, and here we have the folder and folder structure. The root folder called BJ DITA, that could be, you could also have something, your company, and then your department folder. So that could be your department folder. And there are many departments that could have other structures in here. But let us go into this root folder. And here you can see I have images, I have languages. And that's because in my project here, you can see that all the images here do not have any language specific images. So that means I can use these images across all languages. So that's why I have chosen to have images outside languages so they can be reused here. Yes, then we have the languages, and here you can decide how many languages you want. There is a special structure. For example, if we click on the master file here, you can see it's called ENGB, but it's called English Master here. So it can have a title, but it is the ENGB that is important. Again, if we look at the structure, you can see here we have something called chapters, we have topics, we have collection files, and then we have the brand folder. So if we start on brand folder, that's here where you have the different brand. So you can see that I have the 4 shoes we talked about, we have a brand folder for each. And that means for each folder, if I go in, then there can be a book map, which is the one you use as a starting point. And then it has a key folder. I will come closer into what that is. And that's the same structure for all. That was the brand. So all brand is pointing to a chapter. So this is book map you have here, book map in the brand. And these book map are pointing to chapters. And inside my chapter, I just have one chapter. I could have many chapters, but this chapter is pointing to 2 files. So that means they are pointing to files down in the topics. And that means that all book maps and maps have their own folder, but all these publications can point down to the topic across many brands and across many publications if you do it on that way. Okay, let us stop all that talk and see some actions. I will go into AEM Guides, and here you will see the folder structure I talked about. It's here in the repository. I have my images, I have my language. It can be hard to find the languages down here, so I just added that to a favorite here. So that means when I go up to the favorite, I have my master here. That's all I need to concentrate about. And then I have my brand. So let us open one brand. Let us take the Rosa Star and look at it. The Rosa Star has one bookmap. If you open that, then you will see a bookmap actually pointing to the chapters. And if we open the chapters, you will see it points to 2 topics, one shoe, which is this one, and one product information, which is this one. Okay, let's take one thing at a time. You can see the text is blue here. That's because it's reused from a key file. If I go into the source up here, I'm in auto mode. If I go to source, you will see that nothing in this topic. It's just empty. But if I open, for example, this topic, if I have this topic open and I close my book map here, then you will see that everything disappears in the topic. That's because the map, it has no map open. So it don't know how to act right now. And if I try to open the Rusty Hill, then you will see the things are resolved. I close the map file again. You can see the things are resolved here. It's brown. And if I look at the shoes, it has changed. And if I try to choose one of the other ones, Silver Star, and close the map, then you will see it's a black silver and the shoes has changed. So all the content will act based on the brand. We have a brand more. We have one more brand called Jensen Glide, this one. But we can see there are no bookmap here. So I want to show you how easy it is to create a bookmap for a brand. So I just click on the Jensen Glide folder, create a DITA map. Then I call it Jensen Glide. I say it's a bookmap and create. So if we double click on this one, now you will see there are nothing in it. We can just preview it, it's empty. So what we are missing here is the chapter with the 2 files. So I go to the chapters and just drag this chapter, standard chapter, in between these 2. and then I save the file and go to preview. Now you can see there is a product information topic and there is a shoe topic, but there's nothing in it. The key are not resolved. This is because we are missing the key information. So what we are doing here is under Windows Glide, we have a key definition file. This file, I can drag that to After Back Matter, save the topic, and magic happens. Now you have created a topic with all the content in. We have added the shoe number, the product number, everything is a good order. So that's so easy to create a book map with this brand information. You can see that we have two topics here. This is in preview mode, so we have two topics. I can actually right click on this one and click edit, and then I go into the shoe topic. It's still with the same brand, but if I write something else here, then and save the topic, what happens if I open one of the other brand then? So let us try to close this one and try to open one of the other brand, the Rusty Heels, for example. And now you will see Hello World in that one also, because the topic is shared topic, but all the rest of the content are done by keys. So we can actually delete this again, and now it's actually being deleted in all brand because it is the same topic. One thing that is cool here is that you can see that this text about disco has also a feature list, and this feature list is binded into the keys. So if I choose one of the other brand, then you will see that, for example, Rusty Heels. Close this one again. Now you can see there are no features list, and this is a text about Boogie shows. So the text can really expand or be simple, and all the figure text and everything will change based on the key. Okay, let us look into how it works. So, for example, if I want to have something after this one, then I can click enter and I have a empty room or placeholder. I can, of course, write some text, no doubt about that. But if I want to use my keys, then I have this smart icon. If I click here, the first thing is that I can get content from my standard collection file if I want. But I can also use key references. And you will see, when I open this one, you will see three keys. You have one called data. That's a topic we will come into later about that. But if I choose that, then I can choose all the key value things, all the data about the shoe. If I choose, for example, object, then you will see that I can get the images, which I have here. If you use the text, for example, then you will see that I can get the text about Boogie shoes. And this smart tool here is actually knowing that this topic is pointing to a key, so it automatically shows the keys that are bound to this bookmap here open here, or this file or bookmap over here. So if I select this one, I just get it in, and it's exactly the same as the other one. Okay, let's look into how that works. For example, in the bookmap, I have something called a key definition file. This file is just a map. We can try to open it. This file has three keys in it. And that's actually just three keys. That's a key definition with a pointing to a file with a key name. and that's where you can see the key text, key data, and key object. So if you open one of them, for example the text, then you are in the text for this object. So if I save something and change something here, close it again, then it will, if I refresh this topic, then you will see the content is going in here and here. So the key definition file points to 3 key definitions, and I have text in one of them. Then I have a data file. I will show you why I have to split it like that. And then I have an object, and the object can actually contain images, table, whatever you want can contain in here for reuse. Okay, how do I figure out to reuse this? Because if I try to write in this one, I will just get a notification that it's read-only. So how do I change the text back? Yeah, AEM Guides is so smart, so you can just right-click on it and then say edit reusable content, and then you are back to the right text because AEM Guide knows where it bound to. So I can close it, save it, and then refresh, and then we have fixed the problem 2 times. Now I will talk about something we call folder profile in AEM. Folder profile is a way to have different configuration based on different situation. So that means we have seen many times now that if I open a map, the 2 topics will change. But what if we have the 2 topics open without any maps? What would happen then? So I try to open the shoes and the product information topics and put them right side by side. Then we will see that the keys are not resolved, and that's because we have no open map. So AEM Guide do not know how to resolve these keys before we add a map. But we have something called folder profile, and here I have created my 4 brand. So if I choose Rosa Star here, then you will see the topic start acting without having an open map. So right now I can check the values, I can check the text, I can check if everything is okay. And it's a good way to actually try to debug on your topic and see how it works, everything. Is it the right value? Is it brown down here? And up, you can just switch around with these keys. So that's a really smart way to see your topic, how they act based on a brand up here. You can have many different situations in a folder profile. It's not just switching. That can be the PDF template can be different, and there's a lot of settings that are bound to one folder profile. We will not come into that today. It's huge. So I will just show you how you can use folder profile to actually test your keys. So you can see the shoes are a Winton Glade right now. But if I try to open a map now, for example, the Rusty Key, the Rusty Hill, then if I choose that one and open the map, then you will see that I can delete that, and you will see everything change to the Rusty Redmond Hills. No matter if it says Winton Glade in the folder profile. So that is smart, and it's also with purpose, because on that way, when you have to do an output, you do it always from a map. So you, on that way, the map just wins over the folder profile. On that way, you always ensure that you never print something wrong. So you could not print a Rusty Redmond Hills based on wind and glide up here. So that's really cool that the map will win always over this one. And of course, what happens if I close the map? Yeah, we can get that. It goes back to wind and glide. And if I go to the global profile, then the key will be resolved. Now we want to talk a little bit about REST API and connectors, so you can actually maintain your content from another system. So that could be anything at all. I just want to show you some example how we can maintain the content in the product information. So that means that you remember that I said that we have a definition key file, and this definition key file points to something called kdata, and here we have some information, and all these are marked up with real IDs. So another system, it can be your master data, it can be everything. Let's go in and see. So that could be color.hue, color.here. That's the ID coming from one of your system, for example. So if I close this one and close this one, and then I can start up a small app I have created just for fun. And here I can see that if I go to the silver star or rose star here, it says super. And that is also the text I saw up here. Super, right? We can see it in auto mode, so this is super. So what we can do here is that we can actually delete the super like that and just refresh it. If I open this file again or refresh my browser, then you will see super is gone. And on that way, if we open the product information, then because of the photo profile, it's a rows aligned. I can change everything here. So I can just go in and say 1, 2, 3, 4. I can go up and put some X's on this one. I can go to the silver star and just add an uppercase silver like that, and then submit it to AEM. So right now, if we take a look at it, then we have the key up here. Now you will see 1, 2, 3, 4. You will see the X's here. And you will also see, if you go to silver star, that you will have the silver star chapters and product information. Then you will see it's uppercase S. So this is just a way to show that it's actually possible to very easy to make a app or getting content from your system and synchronize that with content inside AEM with your keys. That's the last thing. We can talk a little bit about DITA profiling. This is just a way to filter out content during the output, and that can also be done based on the brand. So for example, if we have the product information and the shoe topic, we have seen so many times. I do not have any maps open, so that's why this one is deciding for me. And you can actually see there is some yellow strokes here. And if I go in preview, then I have what we call grouped value in DITA. And that's because I have decided to create my own metadata called feature. And then I have something called height and style, color, glitter, and details. So again, you can see my feature list can change based on some metadata input. And we know already now that if I change to Silver Star, and Silver Star is sharing the same topic as Rosa Star. So again, here we can do that. based on the product information, we can see that we have three sections called information, material and washing, and color. And again, if I go in preview, then I can hide these if I want and decide only have washing. That's what we call profiling, but let us see it in action. First, let me show you how it looks like in the source. So I just jump to the text and jump into code, and you can see here you can use props and other props to profiling in DITA. There are many other, but here I have, because I want to reuse my metadata, I have created my own feature, and then I have a value inside the parentheses. So here I have one feature with many values, right? That's how I do it. Good. Now, what I want to do right now is I want to make two different output, and it should be rosa star and silver star, and that should be different on what we see. So first, I can try to just make one output of silver star so we can see how it looks like. I go to the output, I choose AEM side, and I generate an output. Yeah, let's see the output. So here we have all the features. We have the silver star. We have the product information with all three. So let us try to change that. Yes, but let us go back and see what we can do here. The first thing is that this silver star can be assigned to what we call a DITA file. And if I choose a DITA file, I can go to the brand. And here I have a DITA file. I select that and save it. So let us look at this DITA file. What is in there? So I go to the DITA file, which is under the brand. It's under here. And you can see that I have the features here, and I have the product information attribute, the group value I have here. And then I have the values out here. And then I have a possibility to include and exclude. So let us see that the silver star should not have the height and style. So yeah, I just choose exclude. And it should not have any colors. And it should not have material washing. And it should not have the color information. So that means now that if we create an AEM site of these, then they will be filtered out. So let us try to go to the output and generate an AEM site. Done. Let us see the output. So now we can see that this silver star only have 4 or 2 options down here, 2 features. And if you go to the product information, you will see it only have the info and not the material and the color information. So, but again, we have to remember that this silver star is using the same topic as rosa star. So we actually filter that out. Good. Let us try to choose the rosa star. And here we go to the brand and rosa star. And here we also have the output, and we have to choose a DITA file for that. So we can fill it out. But here I choose another one, because now I want to have a different between the brand. So right now I choose Rosastar and I choose this file and save the output. But let us go in and see what's in that file. So this is in the Rosastar. On the key there we have the well file, and here we have almost everything included. So I think that this Rosastar should have everything, the whole list of features, right? But we can exclude the material, but have the rest. So we can see a different, right? So we exclude the material and we include everything. Yeah. Save all. Go to this, and again I can go to the output and generate AEM site. And here we have all the features, but here we just have information and color. So I have skipped the material info. Hi, so we are back from the demo, and I really hope that you had some fun, and I hope you could see the potential and in using keys and data in AEM Guide. There are no time for questions this time, so I ask you kindly, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can find my website there, and you can find my number and call me, or you can write an email to me with questions. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy and have a good day.